Hello, one and all, and welcome to the 185th episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on May 22nd, 2022. On the podcast today, we have Andrew. It's Morbin time. Clark.
Are you just now getting to the Morbius Discord?
This is the first movie that's going to sell 1 trillion tickets.
This is like a month ago.
It's the summer of Morbius. Yeah, no, this is really outdated, man. Like, Morbius has been dead. I mean, Morbius has been dead for 5 years, but
Yes.
the movie release of Morbius has been dead since 2 days after it came out.
Dr. Morbius has been dead for 15 years when he did some experimental
Dr. Michael Morbius at your service has been dead for a while. Jared Leto. Cult founder Jared Leto.
That's a rude
Headliner
way to
of
talk
30 Seconds to Mars, Jared Leto. The worst part of Blade Runner 2049, Jared Leto, has been dead forever.
Academy Award winner Jared Leto.
That somehow the worst Italian accent in that one movie about Gucci, The House of Gucci.
In a sea of bad accents, he somehow managed to be a cut above.
I am Michael Morbius. At your service. I am a vampire man.
Got a little Swedish chef there, but that
Dude,
that
got a little Irish.
It was bad.
He was doing it bad on purpose.
Oh yeah, an Irish Italian, just an unholy matrimony.
Oh.
An Irish Italian wedding sounds like an absolute must-see affair.
Yeah, they made a
Forget
movie
my
about
big-
it.
yeah, forget my
Scorsese did
big
it
fat-
with all of his same actors that he makes every movie with, and they were all super fucking old. It was really bad and way too long.
I mean,
Was that what it should have been called? My big fat Irish Italian wedding?
My big fat Michael Scorsese cast regulars wedding.
we're both Catholic, but the way we express it is different, and that makes me want to do violence to you.
No,
drink.
they were friends. The Irishman was part of the Italian mob.
Right.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. They're like, so what did you do back in the war? And he's like, I was in Italy and I executed Italian prisoners. And they're like, that's kind of what we want with our people. That's right on par with what we do. Would you consider working for us? And he's like, yeah.
We kill a lot of Italians. You kill a lot of Italians.
We should take a project together, see where things go.
You want to get a drink sometime?
Yeah. Want to hit to that wine bar?
You want to go dip bread in red wine and suck it out like an absolute fucking psychopath? Joe Pesci, you loser. You fucking psycho.
Joe Pesci's a loser.
The character that Joe Pesci played. Joe Pesci, the man, legend. Can't fault him.
I don't know. Is Joe Pesci canceled? Joe Pesci seems like the type of guy that would have been canceled, but maybe Joe Pesci's just like wholesome behind the scenes.
He's just a dude.
Yeah.
Let's see. Joe Pesci Wikipedia. Oh, damn. This picture in 2009. He is fucking rocking the Under Armour with the wraparound shades and a fedora.
Oh my god.
What?
I'm linking it.
Man,
Joe Pesci just branded out.
that is a dude.
He announced his retirement from acting in '99, but has appeared in 3 films since then.
Only 3? I thought he had done more.
He was married and divorced 3 times. There you go. And the most recent time he was married was in '92, so he gave up on love.
Oh.
But no others. So there you go.
Joe Pesci had a musical career?
That's pretty great.
Okay, he's just having a fun time with it. Also on the podcast today, we have a man who just finished approving every show on television. Ryan Holtz, you did it. You set the slate for the entire industry. Decided what was coming back. Decided what was dying. Decided what was and was not being revived. How does it feel?
Yeah, man. Black Sunday or whatever they want to call it for CW, when just like every show got canceled because the CW is getting bought by Nexstar.
Mm-hmm.
That was me.
Yeah.
I did that. I was like, all of you, you're done. Get the fuck out.
Good day, sir.
Yeah.
For like the 13th year in a row, he chose not to bring back Firefly. Be mad at Ryan.
13th.
I don't know, when was
I
Firefly?
think that show was like early aughts. That might be
okay.
2 decades by now.
We're old.
Firefly has been... They've been desperately trying to bring that back for a long time.
Oh, 2002.
I've never seen an episode of Firefly. Did it make it
I've
one
seen the
season or was
episode.
it 2?
1 season.
Damn. Why do people care about that so much?
I mean, it was written by Joss Whedon, so at this point it's actually dead.
Oh, fuck.
Didn't he kill a kid?
What?
I know I've talked about this before, and it's very murky, but I think there was a point when Joss Whedon was like 6 or 8 or something like that, where like him and a friend were playing in the pond. No, like playing in a pond behind their like Joss Whedon's parents' cabin, and then Joss Whedon came back. He's like, I don't know, like my friend, he just went home, and then they found his drowned body in the pond like a day later, and he's like, I don't know how that happened, he must have just drowned, it's weird. and that was the end of it.
Who's the guy that killed his friend with a gun? Just like absolutely murdered him as like a kid, like they were just playing with guns, and you just
like a famous person, an actor? Or?
Yeah, he eventually became famous. He might have been an athlete, I guess, now that I think about it. Yeah, I think they were just like, his mom was a cop and had a gun, and they found it.
Jesus.
And was like, ha ha ha, and like pulling the trigger and pointing it at each other, and then he just fucking absolutely murdered him. Like,
Jesus.
Yeah, like an absolutely terrifying, like worst nightmare type accident, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just getting search results for the Alec Baldwin accidental discharge prop gun thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, hello, I'm Lucas DeRuyter, the third member of this podcast. Have you ever been so tired it feels like you have a chemical imbalance? Like your brain is just not good.
You got the bad brain.
I got the bad brain today. Maybe this alcohol will help. Maybe the coffee I had before this will help, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like speedballing. You drink the coffee to get you more anxious, and you drink the alcohol to make you less anxious. Balance things out. I've always said, substance abuse is not bad. You just have to get the right balance of substances that you are abusing.
Right. I lace that marijuana with a little cocaine, knock you out, keep you going at the same time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's great.
It's balance. Depression and anxiety are imbalances in your brain chemistry, and sometimes you have to rebalance them.
Listen, there's a lot of stuff Thanos did I don't agree with, but keeping everything perfectly balanced, not a bad philosophy.
Yeah, maybe Thanos should have just done some yoga instead of killing half of all living beings.
Yeah.
Could be. I'm reading the actual story. When he was 5, a 4-year-old boy, the son of family friends, disappeared on his parents' property upstate. Eventually, his body was found. He had drowned in the pond. Years later, as a teenager, Whedon remembered he had called the boy over to the pond to play with him. After getting bored, he had walked away, leaving the boy alone by the water. I didn't think it was my fault, Whedon said. I knew I was 5, but it doesn't just disappear as a thought. It took him another 30 years, he said, before the thought dawned on him. Even after the incident, his parents never taught him to swim. There was no structure, he said. There was no safety. So he was trying to I'm a victim.
Yeah, is there any
this
story?
Kid drowned.
Is there any story in Joss Whedon's life where he does not decide he is the victim in that situation?
Let me tell you the story about how I drowned this kid, and I'll somehow make it my parents' fault.
It was really traumatizing for me.
Yeah.
I saw the life leave his eyes as the last gasps of air bubbled up from underneath the water. And I kept thinking, wow, someone should have stopped me from doing that.
Yeah. That's a real mindset, by the way, for like a not insignificant amount of serial killers. They're just like, bro, the U.S. government fucked up, man. They let me get away with this for way too long. Like, I made it real obvious. Like, you guys really should have stopped me. Honestly, I'm not even really at blame here. Like,
I gave you all the clues, Mr. Policeman.
Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne.
I mean, then there's the serial killers who like are like, yeah, man, there's something fucked up with me, and then they like kill themselves and leave a note that says like, yeah, look at my brain, I'm fucked up, and then there's like a massive tumor, and it's just like, ooh, we're all fucked. We're all fucked. The human body's a mess. we shouldn't be alive. Every given day is just a fucking fluke that we're not completely fucked up. So
that's why we're making the most of every day by transitioning into News of the Week. The list of games in Sony's new PlayStation Plus premium subscription service is out. It sucks.
I believe it. I'm not going to pay for this subscription. I'm going to just keep getting the random free games every month the way I've been doing.
It really feels like Sony's board said to Jim Ryan before he started tweeting out anti-abortion stuff or emailing out anti-abortion stuff and also messages about his cats that they need an Xbox, a Game Pass competitor, and he decided to do that, but in the least cohesive way possible.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, so it's only $5 a month in reality. Like if you're already paying for Plus,
that's what we do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's honestly, I don't expect much. Like, you don't need technically much value for that.
No, that's the thing, is that we currently play $5. We pay $5 a month for PlayStation Plus.
10.
No, we don't. It's $60. It's $60 a year.
Pretty sure it's $120.
It's not. It's $60 a year.
Is it?
If you buy it on a monthly basis, it's more. But if you buy a year of
60.
PlayStation, it's $60,
Yeah.
and it's gonna stay like that. But the library, the game library, is the different tiers. There's like the regular, and then there's like gold, and then premium, or gold and black, or something like that.
Yeah.
And those extra tiers that you pay money for is what gets you access to this library of games. So if we still keep paying $60 a year, we'll get exactly the same thing we will before. You know, maybe they'll change that in the near future and make us pay more or something. We'll see. But in order to get access to this games library, that's what costs the extra amount of money. But we're not going to get like first party release on, release day kind of stuff the way that Game Pass does.
It's just baffling to me that From Software, because of Elden Ring, is more popular than they have ever been in the history of the company. They couldn't get one of the 14 Armored Core games to release on the PlayStation 1 to 3 in this bundle. They couldn't get a Metal Gear game in this bundle. There are better games on like the PlayStation 1 Classic than there are in this service.
Yeah, and you can get access to like PS2 games if you pay another $20 a month.
Fucking wild.
I want a good. What's any game that I would actually play? Like 2K22, which is sad, but I'd play it if it was free or like included with what I'm already paying. Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, I have it on PC, but then at least have more access. Maybe try Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but like, I think Until Dawn was free in the PlayStation like Essentials, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I think that came free to anyone with a PS5.
Days Gone is on here. It's on the PS Plus collection. You get it for free with a PlayStation 5.
Right. I think same with Until Dawn.
Yeah.
And The Last Guardian, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah.
Damn.
Horizon
The Nathan
Zero
Drake
Dawn,
collection is on there.
That's free.
The Last of Us is on there.
God of War was free.
Yeah, it's just, these are things that we already have. I'm not going to pay for things I already have.
Maybe you won't be able to get them through the service we acquired them through for much longer.
Yeah, but I have them already, so it doesn't matter to me.
Would they like remove them? Like if we downloaded them to our console, they'd like.
I don't think they would rip them out and say,
"Yeah,
you're halfway through this game, and now you have to pay $20 to get it back."
Now that would be great. It's free until you get halfway through the story. Then you pay.
Ooh. Look, that is actually, whatever. If it's free and you play half the game and then you say, you know what, this game is good enough that I would pay to buy it and I have to pay that money to finish it, whatever. And if you get through half the game and you'd say, no, this isn't worth $60, I'm not going to pay $60 to play the rest of this game.
Guys, it's
Fine.
basically a 20-hour-long demo. Come on. It's been a thing in the industry for generations.
It's basically the Steam reviews that's like are just overwhelmingly negative. They're just shitting on the game constantly. But then on Steam, you get to see how many hours they have on record. It's like 2,500 hours on record. And it's like, Jesus, dude. Bro, you need to reevaluate. You really hated this and you played 10 days worth. My God.
I mean, there is the iconic one of, it was a thumbs down review. The hour count was something like 200 hours, and the message was just, I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
That at least tracks.
Yeah.
That at least is like, yeah.
This game is bad because it made me want to play it for 200 hours. That is a bad thing, objectively.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are objectively bad, I'm not sure which part of this is objectively bad, maybe every interpretation of it, but Battlefield 2042 removes the 128-player breakthrough mode.
Is there still a 128-player Conquest?
Correct.
Okay.
The language in that presser specifically called out that, yeah, we fucked up. 128 really only works in Conquest. Bye.
I fucking loved 128 breakthrough.
Yeah, it was chaos.
Yeah.
Conquest is too, at this point in the game's life cycle, where everyone's bored, there hasn't been any new content, the game doesn't have much replayability. Conquest is too like, no, focus your attention and like try to win. Breakthrough's just like fucking pull out a rocket launcher and start shooting. Like,
yeah,
just start blasting, man.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah. Literally just chaos. If you're causing chaos in Breakthrough, you're succeeding, because that's the whole point. Conquest, you have to be like tactical and stuff, and at this point, like, who's trying to do that in Battlefield 2042?
Am I in the minority of people by thinking that I didn't really mind that they were filling lobbies with bots? Because I would kill those bots a lot and then rank up a lot of points, and psychologically I'd feel like I'm doing really well at this game.
Well, for a while there, I feel like I wasted my like premium Battlefield time when people were actually playing the game, because I would play the game against real people and I would struggle because the guns were shit until you got certain upgrades to them and different attachments. So I would go into I would do the bot lobbies and I'd play against a lobby of 300 bots, or 128 player bots.
Yeah.
And I'd get 200 kills in a match and rank up a gun all the way. And then I'd be able to own with that gun in regular lobbies. But I would do that so I could rank up all my equipment. And then by the time I did that, no one was playing the game anymore. So I wasted the time that I could have been actually playing Battlefield, playing against robots, and now there's only robots left.
Yeah, I don't know. Any shooter that has like bots feels very hollow to me.
Okay.
If you kill someone, like, I don't know. There is an element of you're trying to outplay a real human being on the other end. You're trying to shit on some 14-year-old from Connecticut and just make him scream. Death comms in Warzone were like some of the greatest moments in all of gaming. Just hearing some prepubescent kid smash his keyboard and scream. Just like, yes, I did that.
If I'm not ruining a teenager in a flyover state's night, what am I doing playing this game?
I don't get it. This game is such a failure. I mean, like the fact that it's still running is kind of a feat. But, this game launched with 3 main modes: the all-out warfare, the Portal, Battlefield Portal, and then Hardline, or not Hardline. What was it called? The weird extraction mode.
Yeah.
Whatever that was. That was dead within like 3 days of launch. I played 1 match of that and it just was not fun and nobody played it. Portal is not used very much, even though it had a lot of potential and seemed like fun. There's just not a lot going on there. And then All Out Warfare, which is the main Battlefield mode, is just really hard to get into a match with people in it. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Maybe that demo we played that was borderline seizure-inducing was more of a harbinger of what was to come than anyone thought at the time.
The copium that we were just deep-throating during that period of time, like, no, this is good. This is so that they can fix all the bugs. It'll be better. Things will get better after launch. It takes time. Guys, keep going. Like, we really were drinking Kool-Aid, weren't we?
They can buff this out with patches, Captain.
I mean, it is what they did with previous Battlefield games, but this one was just so bad that there was no saving it.
Other Battlefield games had a dedicated player base where they could use them to fix the game, and it eventually got better. This one it doesn't have that luxury.
I mean, part of it's there's more competition than there ever was before, right?
Yeah, there's other games to play. Also, I don't think people are as into these kinds of games as they once were. I think battle royale shooters and like actually just single player experiences are what people are doing nowadays.
Not to mention the rise, and I guess hero shooters are in a pretty sustainable place right now, and that's got to be eating into Battlefield, Call of Duty territory as well. Anyway, probably on a related note to all of this, rumors are flying that EA is trying to be acquired.
By who?
Anyone.
Someone buy us. Oh, we're so vulnerable.
Oh, Stepbro, what are you doing? Are you trying to buy me, Stepbro?
You could get a great deal if you bought us right now. I wouldn't even put up a fight.
Oh, I'm stuck in this...
in this Wall Street version of a washing machine.
Has any porno ever established how they get stuck there, or am I supposed to suspend my disbelief?
I'm sure.
Okay, yeah. What?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I think any porn requires suspension of disbelief. If you drove down the street in a weird bus and said, "Hey, random hottie on the street, do you want to hop in this bus and get fucked?"
The bang bus
they're
is
not
any
going
porno.
to.
That's not one very narrow, niche of pornography.
It's a very good B story in an American Dad episode where Roger has a job as the guy driving the bang bus.
I feel like, sadly enough, a lot of the casting ones are probably pretty realistic.
Yeah.
Don't require that much suspension of disbelief.
No, they're like, ooh, we're doing this shitty thing to try to get people into the porn industry. We're lying to them. They think we're going to give them a bunch of money, but we're not. Like, oh, this is just real.
Yeah, that's believable. That tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is in combination due to Battlefield, which is a major performer for EA, not doing so with the latest entry, and I want to say they lost the rights to the FIFA games pretty recently.
Lost the rights to the name.
Yeah,
they'll just rename it.
It'll still be the exact same game, but it'll be missing a couple of teams.
And they'll name it, but it already was missing some teams.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll name it EA Sports Football or whatever.
I mean, I don't know, but if like the FIFA title goes to Activision Blizzard or someone, and they get to publish FIFA, fair.
No one's gonna make a soccer game.
No.
I don't think so.
And they'd have to compete with the only soccer game that's been around for the last 20 years. It's like if someone got the rights to make a football game, but with like just the teams from the American League, no one would do it. No one would compete with Madden. Even though Madden is an objectively bad video game.
Bring back NFL Blitz.
I mean, Madden's an objectively bad video game, but that's because they're only pumping $6 billion into development instead of 15. Like, there's not many companies that can pump more money into development to make it actually good. Like, and EA has no reason to do so.
Because they know we're going to keep buying it. Or, well, not we, but people.
I might buy Madden 23. I don't know. I skipped 22. It might be. I'd be comfortable more every other year.
What's the last Madden that what's the Madden we've been playing?
It was 21.
20? Was it 21? I thought it was 20.
Yeah, it was 21.
Oh. I had Madden 18. I thought I skipped 19 and then bought 20.
Let's see who's on the cover. Wait, I have the game right here. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, it was 21. Lamar Jackson.
Oh. All right. Cool.
Who knows?
Damn. These Madden games looking so good nowadays. There are more polygons on Lamar Jackson's ass than all of Mario 64.
It's the gaming equivalent of the, like, we sent astronauts to the moon using the same computers that are now in pocket calculators. Like,
yeah.
It's all wasted.
I mean, well, okay, that actually comes from the actual fact that there are more polygons in the character 2B's ass from Nier Automata than there are in the entirety of Super Mario 64. That's how far we've come.
That's an important ass, you know?
Maybe one of the most...
Oh, it's a big ass.
You gotta fuel a lot of fan art. You gotta make sure it's just ever so right.
Spherical.
Yeah. Come up a long way from people getting horny to Lara Croft's triangles. Or pyramids, I guess.
Pyramid tits.
They were 3D. They were 3D.
You suspend your disbelief a little bit, and maybe they're cones, but no, those were pyramids.
Flat surfaces.
Alright, speaking of weird anime shit, there's a full-on Rick and Morty anime in the works.
You seem upset.
What?
You seem objectively angry.
What is a Rick and Morty anime?
Yeah.
They already have done Rick and Morty animes as, like, shorts.
And, like, that's fine in that capacity, but what... I don't know. What's this gonna be? I don't think this is what anime fans want. I don't think this is what Rick and Morty fans want. I am in the middle of that Venn diagram, and I'm indifferent to it.
I want more of the SpongeBob anime that one dude made that was absolutely incredible. And I want more of the Los Angeles Chargers schedule reveal video anime. Those are the two anime universes that I want full-on series for.
Ryan, you weren't on this episode, but there were some fucking deep cuts in that Chargers anime promo.
Dude, the Jaguar with the salmon shirt sitting on the chair, like exactly like Urban Meyer.
No, it was like, perfect.
Oh, I'm surprised that like they weren't afraid the NFL would like crack down on a certain level.
No, they gave someone freedom and let them Like, that's a thing. Like, now social, like, big companies, social medias are willing to do anything to get some clout. So they tell the people that are making the content, yeah, do whatever. Do what you think is funny and will get us views and get people talking about it.
It has to be
us.
authentic.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you didn't give those creators free reign, it would seem forced and fake and no one would like it.
Yeah.
And the companies are finally realizing that. But there's a lot of consequences to that type of shit. Like, when things are actually funny and authentic, they're probably not going to reflect great on the product that you're putting out.
Yeah. Like, the Duolingo social media person, like, has gotten pretty big because they do a lot of stuff on TikTok, and they are in the comments of, like, a bunch of other brands doing things on TikTok. And Jay told me recently the person, not the brand Duolingo, the person that makes the content who has, like, put their face on things got canceled and had to make, like, a apology because they were making a bunch of Amber Heard Johnny Depp jokes. And they were, like, commenting on TikToks about the trial. And the people were like, this is really fucked up. You should not do this. And then they had to, like, issue an apology from their personal channel. And it's like, yeah, no, like, there are a couple of lines you need to not cross. Like, you should not be putting your face on these brands. Yeah.
This sounds like a tremendous fumbling of the bag in a way I find darkly entertaining.
I mean, this person was not, I'm sure, not making a lot of money. This is just a random...
No, it's clout. It's like a possible pivot for them later on. A hell of a way to go independent. But then they just couldn't, I presume, not say that maybe Amber Heard had it coming or whatever the weird
It was simple.
Reaction
it was just like, there was a video of, like, Amber Heard crying about the first time Johnny Depp assaulted her, and the comment was, do you think Amber goes on TikTok? Just super casual on, like, a really traumatic experience. Like, not the worst thing you could say, but also just like, why are you doing this?
Did y'all see that one NBA reporter? I think he was a Warriors, like, beat reporter, and they found old tweets, and it wasn't like the old, like, oh, they found a single homophobic tweet from 13 years ago. This man was, like, wilded, and he did not go back at all, and just, the thread got, you couldn't finish the thread. It was like 60 tweets long, like 4 images per tweet of, like, just fucking wild shit that he was tweeting 10 years ago. I'm trying to remember his name. It was like Mark something. He just deleted his Twitter, but, like, obviously it was all completely screenshot. The guy's name was it was like Percocet Abuser or something. It was the guy who dug up all the old tweets. I think it's Percocet Abuser. Let me see if I can find it.
That's so funny.
That's gold, man.
No, it's not. I'm not finding it.
It's like the typical Percocet abuser versus the casual cocaine enjoyer.
NBA reporter deletes Twitter. Oh, it's Mark Haynes.
Yep, I just found it.
That was the guy's name.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this guy.
Yeah, dude, his Twitter. Holy shit. Where is... Come on, get the thread. Oh, I found it. Here we go. Percocet Abuser. Yeah, his name's Percocet Abuser. Long live KP. The guy also, like, dude, like, some of the shit, it was just like, in between, like, I think a retarded girl might be trying to get at me on Facebook, and, like, if, I don't know, this gay dude looked up on my homeboy today, and we was about to go have to beat the F word out of him. There was, like, a really cold take about, like, Russell Westbrook being better than LeBron James and Steph Curry. Like, just the guy who was compiling the tweets, like, slipped in this cold take in between these just horrific, like, never-ending sea of bad tweets. Yeah. He was just horny on main, like, constantly, and incredibly homophobic and racist, and yeah. Everyone just, like, scrolling through the thread, you literally get old. Like, you're just like, alright, yeah, I don't need to keep reading this.
Jesus Christ.
Because it's a lot of tweets.
Mm.
Oh yeah, here's the buried in the sea of homophobia and racism. Not to discredit Steph, LeBron, or Harden, but none of them were better than Westbrook, and I'm a diehard LeBron fan. Just
a random,
right in the middle,
really bad NBA take.
Yeah, random cold take for a guy who became an NBA beat reporter.
Right. Russell Westbrook, better than LeBron and Steph.
Let me pause my just morally corrupt musings. Did you point out that, yeah, I just have bad opinions in general. Now, you should not listen to me on anything.
My job is to talk to you about basketball, and I'm bad at interpreting it.
That is an unhinged take. Even at the time, I'm sure.
I think I need to change my Twitter username.
Percocet Abuser.
Andrew, you could rock an account titled The Ketamine
Percocet Abuser
Kid.
Was just the white knight that found this shit and brought it to light.
Yeah.
Hold it. Percocet Abuser.
Percocet Abuser did nothing wrong.
I'm going through the timeline. Percocet Abuser seems like a complicated person.
Oh no, you're on Percocet Abuser's timeline?
No.
Long live KP, I think was his username, right? Which I think is Kristaps Porzingis. Damn. What kind of shit's Percocet Abuser got going on?
Just like that.
Yo, I'm out here abusing Percocets.
There's nothing problematic about that. You can do that. You're a human being. Probably have
his
tendencies.
pinned tweet is, "My tweets do not represent me as a person." There you go. He said it. He's good.
He's chill.
Got a pronouns joke in the bio. Like,
Classic.
Let's see.
So does Dave Chappelle, but he's celebrated.
Wait, what?
I don't know, Dave Chappelle's
super
transphobic.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Dave Chappelle actually had a... I'm going to check Dave Chappelle's Twitter quick. Hold on.
Does Dave Chappelle have Twitter? He feels like the kind of guy
Absolutely.
that would avoid Twitter. The dude that, like, went to Africa for a decade, like, because he couldn't handle, like, the spotlight and the way that his material was being, like, used by the wrong people.
Okay, Dave Chappelle, seemingly terrible person. His Twitter is kind of peaked, though. He is blue checkmark. He joined in March 2012, and the last time he tweeted was March 25th, 2012.
Jesus. He got in and then dipped.
Yep. Not for him.
He was like, I'm out. This shit sucks.
Speaking of shit that sucks and people are aware of it, following backlash to the Yu-Gi-Oh! People bastardizing the game with too many new OP cards, they have unbanned a lot of the old OP cards.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
It's gotta be fun.
I saw they unbanned Change of Heart, which even as someone who played Yu-Gi-Oh! For like a week in middle school, that was something that like even I knew was like an OP, you're not supposed to use it card.
Yeah. Fucking what?
Wait, so they, like, in, like, high-level competitions, they banned cards? Or, like, all of Yu-Gi-Oh! They would be
no,
like
high,
no,
like
you
official
cannot play that
competitions.
card.
Like if it was a licensed competition.
So if a card was, you can't use this anymore, they took it out of circulation. Like, they didn't print any more of that card. And presumably they will now that many of them have been unbanned, but I just find it entertaining. I just find it entertaining that at one point in this game's history, they said, yeah, we realized this isn't great for balancing, this isn't fun, this isn't good for the game, so we're going to get rid of those. And then over the course of more slowly making the game unfun and unfair, they just decided, to hell with it, get it back in here. Come on. Let's get that nonsense back in this. For the old heads. The Yu-Gi-Oh vets.
Counter the new nonsense with the old nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So how... So I play other video games.
Yes.
Is it like a meta was developing around these like unfair cards, so that made the game not as interesting and not as fun because like you had to use these set tactics that were the most powerful tactics? Or like what does it mean that a card is like too OP and it's not fun anymore? Like there's like no counters? I don't understand.
So for newer cards that have been banned or limited, yes, a meta developed that was really difficult to counter or was just not fun or engaging. So those were limited for the reason that you just outlined, Ryan. The old shit was just broken. The old shit. Andrew, you referenced Change of Heart specifically. That lets you just take a monster card that your opponent had. So, theoretically, your opponent, first turn of the game, they put down a monster card and nothing else, and their turn, your turn, the second turn, this is where you can attack. You put down a monster card, play Change of Heart, you now have their monster card, you have two monsters, and they have nothing, there is nothing they can do.
You just kill them.
Yeah, you just win. It used to be you just play Change of Heart and win.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good game.
I mean,
Is Pot of Greed the one that lets you just like...
That one was also banned, I think.
Pot of Greed was banned?
It's back now,
so.
though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had thought that like Pot of Greed was like a big thing still.
No, it was a meme.
Yeah, it was a meme. That was the whole thing.
Nobody knew. Yeah. Nobody knows what it does, but it's important.
Ryan, your ideas of a good game, though, is different from every other person that I've ever met in my whole life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're like, you know what Horizon Zero Dawn needs? The ability to just run around with a gun and also never die ever and kill everything with one shot.
Yeah. That's not like how everyone should enjoy the game, but it's like how I enjoy some RPGs. And I don't know, most RPGs have some game-breaking exploit or overt cheat that you can give yourself that ability, and then you can experience the story and have fun just being super powered. That's not how everyone should play the game. Like
just play it on easy mode. Just go on easy mode.
That's not the same.
That's the story mode, basically.
Yeah, it's not the same. More like one-hit shit. I want it to be... It's funny to me. It's funny to me when this big bad is introduced and it's like, oh shit, and it's gonna be some crazy, like, intense boss battle, and they have some fucking sick ass animation. They're like stomping out, and like you can tell that they're getting ready to like do some sort of cool cycle that you're gonna have to learn, and then you just like shit on it.
Yeah.
Just, like, clicking a button, and they're
the
immediately
equivalent
dead.
of the Indiana Jones Harrison Ford got too tired to sword fight and just shot the guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
In Elden Ring, that's the Kamehameha. Killed a lot of dudes, killed a lot of scary dudes, just by laser beaming them to death. And it feels good.
Feels good, man. But no, and not for multiplayer games, because, played a lot of Call of Duty in my day, and, you know, the downside to overpowered weapons is that they become a meta. It's not that they're, like, uncounterable, it's just the counter is to also use the overpowered weapon. So then it just becomes kind of boring because everyone's only using this one weapon if they want to actually be competitive. So
Elon Musk might not be buying Twitter after all. Maybe owes them like $1 billion. Maybe this is the death of Twitter because now they can't make any meaningful changes to the company if this goes to litigation. It's weird. Are we winning? I think we're winning, sons.
I mean, if Twitter dies, then
no.
I feel like Elon Musk definitely wins.
If Twitter dies, there's going to be a lot of people out there that will just actually eat Elon Musk alive. Like, literally. I mean, no metaphor.
Yeah.
Eat him alive.
Damn you, Elon. This was the most efficient pornography distribution platform we had.
So there's going to be a guy out there that goes up to Elon, tases him, and says, "I'm going goblin mode," and then eats him alive.
The percent of Elon Musk's body mass that you consume is the percent of his net worth that you're awarded with in the tradition of you absorb his powers.
They're gonna have to do like an ultrasound. Like, you ate like 13 pounds of Elon. Yeah. That's like $100 billion.
13 pounds of, I'm guessing Elon's like what, $1.80. Like, yeah, you're looking at a cool 20 bill or something around there. Take that all the way to the bank. So in reality, what everyone's gonna get a 2 or 3 bites in.
Yeah,
and that might add up to like 0.75 pounds. So what is that? Well, I mean, look, we can just say everyone eats a pound. Everyone eats a big old steak worth of Elon Musk. 180, and he's 180 pounds. And he's worth what, like 230 billion. So yeah, everyone gets like one and a half billy. Take or leave some money on the table.
Can I be in
Elon
charge
Musk
of Tesla
is
instead?
82 kilograms.
Wait, you know how much he weighs in kilograms?
I mean, I looked it up.
Yeah.
How much?
So it's 82 kilograms. It's 180 pounds.
180 pounds.
Yeah,
That was a good
like,
guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's worth over 180 bill.
Elon
so everyone
Musk,
gets over a bill if you
net
need a
worth
pound. It's like a
220 billion.
230.
Just about.
Yeah.
I'm the same height and weight as Elon Musk. That doesn't.
Elon Musk is not 6'2", 6'3", right?
That's
I'm
what it
sure.
says
I'm sure he's
online.
actually like 5'11", 190.
No fucking way Elon Musk is that tall. They're saying 6'2". He confirmed it on Twitter. No fucking way. I'm gonna need to see a picture of him next to someone who's 6'2". Ah, shit. Here he is next to like some bodyguards, and he is taller than all 3 of them.
Look, you can be a tall person and also a fucking moron.
He just doesn't give off tall person energy.
No, he does not.
Because he's a moron.
Yeah. He might be actually 6'2". I'm looking at a lot of pictures of him with other people, and he does seem like he's usually the tallest person in the group.
No, he just literally makes everyone around him kneel. He heard that story, he heard that fable, and decided, yeah, this is cool shit.
Yeah. That's how it should be. That's what the moral of the story is. The most powerful person should make everyone kneel.
Yeah. So basically, for every pound of Elon that you eat, you get $1.8 billion.
Yeah. Absolute money.
Speaking of powerful people doing stupid shit, Texas A&M football coach Jimbo Fisher and Alabama coach Nick Saban are arguing about
Saban.
who...
It's Nick Saban.
Saban?
Saban's great.
Let's call him Nick Saban for the rest of the podcast.
Saban's actually better.
Are arguing about who's the better shady recruiter, and I wish they just whip their dicks out and see who's bigger already.
This is funny because Fisher was one of Saban's assistant coaches for a long time before he became the head coach of A&M. And
it's funny because Nick Saban is literally fucking the godfather of college football. He is the college football coach, probably gonna go down as the best college football coach of all time when he hangs it up. And then Jimbo Fisher's like this fucking loser who's been like bounced a million times from program to program and like been like ran out of town multiple times and shit. Like,
yeah, but Saban came out of nowhere.
Saban's being a total bitch about
that.
He's
just
NIL is ruining college football, and it's like, because you can't be the only one who pays players anymore.
Yeah, it's like, because before you were Alabama, you were the best team ever, and you could just tell any good recruit, come to Alabama. We're Alabama. You're gonna go in the first round.
Dude, we're basically a tech school to get into the NFL. Come on.
Yeah, like, you're going to win a national championship. You're going to look really fucking good. You're going to make $20 million guaranteed in the NFL as a rookie. And then we'll see where your career goes. And then now everyone else gets to say, yeah, you could do that, or we'll pay you $500,000 for name, image, likeness, deals and all that shit. And they go, I could go hedge my bets on making a bunch of money later on, or I could get the guaranteed money now and see where I go. And a lot of people are going to say, I want the money now.
Especially in football.
Yeah.
Right?
Basketball's one thing. You can kind of dick around in college basketball and you'll probably be fine. Like, we've seen how many one-and-dones go in, not take it seriously at all, and still get drafted in the lottery. Ben Simmons literally gave up on LSU like halfway through the season. Was just like, yeah, I don't want to play here anymore, and still went number 1 overall. Like,
do you think football players get injured at a higher rate than basketball players?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Serious injury.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
basketball, you do get injured more, but yeah, it's like you turned your ankle and miss a game.
Okay.
Football, yeah, like, nah, fam, you might never play again.
So then that's definitely, guaranteed money now. And I'm fine. I'm fine getting drafted in the 5th or 6th round instead of the 3rd. Like, that's whatever. It's cool.
Yeah.
Who was that LSU wide receiver that 2 years ago everyone knew he'd be a top 10 pick, and he went undrafted this year because he had a spinal injury? He's on the Chiefs now.
I thought you were saying Jamar Chase.
No.
Yeah, was like the best wide receiver in college football his sophomore year, and then his junior year he was like, I'm not risking it, and just didn't play, and then still went high, and then still almost won a Super Bowl in his rookie year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was Clemson, not LSU. Clemson wide receiver, undrafted. Justin Ross. Yeah, Justin Ross catching passes from what's his name? Long blonde hair.
Trevor
Lawrence. The
long blonde hair.
Yeah, the next Andrew Luck. Everyone knew he was going to be like top 10 pick. He was going to be fantastic. Had a minor spinal injury, just went completely undrafted. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Take the money when you can get it, because you don't know what's going to happen.
But we know that we're about to go on a break, jump into the other call, and move into the breakouts. I beat Triangle Strategy. And now I'm trying to get the true ending in Triangle Strategy, because they hid that from me. They hit a 4th option in a decisive moment in a way that I think is a little bit of bullshit, but I'm having enough fun with the game's mechanics, that I don't even mind.
That's dumb.
Yeah. What's dumb, but also great, is that in the final fight of the ending I did get, basically it is a situation where every other fight in the game, you have to beat the enemy army that you're fighting in order to win, in order to progress. But in this fight, you just needed to beat the enemy commander. And I struggled with that because I kept engaging with it as though, all right, I have to be really tactical. I have to hedge my bets a little bit, draw the enemy out, be careful, maintain my guys, yada, yada, yada. And then I realized, no, I win this fight by just fucking bum rushing and beating the shit out of this old man. I did that. I had like 5 dudes just wailing on this eugenicist piece of shit. And it felt good.
Really do get it done.
Yeah. Good video game. I think I got about 10, 15 hours left in it, but good video game.
That's a full video
Right,
game.
with that true ending.
Yeah. Completionist on this shit. Andrew, what are you checking out?
Still playing Dying Light 2. It's getting a little bit better. Story's still bullshit.
Did you unlock the crouch button or whatever was gated off last time we talked about it?
I did unlock a bunch of new abilities, and I also have the paraglider now, which is fun. But the new section of the map that I'm in, the actual like downtown with all the, like the high rises, is really difficult because it's like, yeah, the idea is you should not be on the ground. You should not be on the ground level. It's really bad down there. there's a lot of enemies, and also it's hard to get back up to the top levels. It's worse because in the first half of the game, it's like, oh, you're on the ground level. You're like 2 floors below the rooftops where you should be. And you have to figure out how you get to the, 2 floors above where you are right now. Now it's like 10 floors. It's like, how do you work your way up through the giant hordes of enemies and parkour up 10 floors? So yeah, it kind of sucks.
I was going to ask, is the answer how you get up 10 floors usually parkour?
Yeah, it's parkour.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's always parkour.
Yeah. Parkour.
Hardcore parkour. Cool. Are you mostly has the faction that's just cops been redeemed at all, or are you still mostly rolling with the not cop faction?
Not cops. Yeah, absolutely. There's even a moment recently that I just completed where it's like, oh, you unlocked this power station. You have to decide, does the power go to the survivors or does it go to the cops? And the person comes over the radio and she's like, hey, I don't have anything against the cops, but also they're pieces of shit. You should probably give it to the survivors. I can't think of a single reason why you would give it to the cops. I'm like, yeah, I also can't think of one single reason why I would do that. Because even the people in the universe are like, yeah, the peacekeepers are hard asses, but at least they're really good at killing zombies and keeping the streets kind of safe. But then you talk to people and they're like, yeah, the peacekeepers don't protect us. We ask for help all the time and they say no, and then they steal our water. And then they also steal our medicine and food. And then, oh shit, our windmill, which powers all of our shit, got taken over by bandits. And we asked the peacekeepers to clear them out. And they said, no, deal with it yourself. So they don't do anything. They're completely negative forces. They're just the bad guys. There's no reason why you should ever choose them. But they still treat it as like, equal factions. These are hard decisions. Who do you choose? 99% of the people or the fascists?
How long after the zombie outbreak is
15
this
years.
game set? 15 years?
Yeah.
And there's like an organization structure, basically. Like,
I mean, it's
hierarchy that has emerged, more or
kind
less.
of. It's like these were the people that were in the military. Like these aren't just the people that were in the military, but like then the people that they recruited to help keep them in power, basically.
Right.
So
my suspension of disbelief with like zombie post-apocalypse stuff starts to fall apart when like communities of multiple hundreds of people start forming. It's like, no, I know human beings, and priority number one would be systematically eliminating zombies. Like, that would be the whole thing. Like we
can get back to normal if we kill these 500,000 zombies. Yeah.
If we have fun, if we get to use our toys and actually pay no consequences for enacting acts of horrible violence, like
Ryan,
yeah, that would be all anyone would do all day long is just fucking search and destroy missions on zombies.
Ryan, I watched that Polygon video. I watched how Mountain Dew turned Call of Duty into a circus. And yeah, if there's one thing we can agree on as a species, for the most part, violence is some pretty cool, fun shit. If you give people across the spectrum the opportunity to enact violence guilt-free, we're going to be able to take care of this.
No, it's like, I'm going to give you an assault rifle. Go shoot as many of these people in the head as you want. You don't have to feel bad about it. They're not people anymore.
Yeah. There's no way we can bring them back.
You're not going to hell for this. In fact, you're probably going to heaven for doing this.
You don't have to attempt to take them alive. Like,
no.
Literally, they're not coming back. Their brain's gone. Time to murder. Like, you get to just murder these slow-moving targets. Like, it would be the greatest pastime. It's the thing. One of the things I like the most about World War Z is that, like, in the end, they won because, yeah, like, the United States government retreated over the Rocky Mountains, regrouped in the desert where there weren't that many zombies, and then just fucking turned around. Like they did the call an ambulance, but not for me, and just started Sherman's marching back to the sea, like
our grand
killing
strategy
every zombie on
at the end of it all was just playing super loud music, like hardcore rock and roll music that pumped us up,
funneling
to
them
drive
down
all the zombies into one spot, where we then made a phalanx and shot them all to death.
Literally funnel them into a gorge and just slaughtered them by the thousands. The guns would get so hot that like you could cook on them and shit. Like that's what it would actually be. If I can always suspend my disbelief as long as it's like very loose, like disbanded communities of like a dozen or so people. It's like, yeah, they can't quite like coalesce around a hierarchy enough to start taking the fight to them. But like, I don't know, I've seen like late game Walking Dead, like kind of where it is now, and I'm like, nah, there would be some infighting, but at the end of the day, like there wouldn't be that many zombies left, man. That would be
like, we just gotta survive, and the walkers are there kind of in the way, making things hard. It's like, no, you guys would just go out and chop things down.
Yeah. If it's 50, if it's 100 dudes organized enough to be living together without any kind of conflict, yeah, they can just kind of fix this given enough time.
Yeah, in 15 years, that's definitely enough time. And also, like, the whole, like, I don't know, are the zombies magic? Because, well, I don't know, it's believable that they could, like, suspend, like, they can, like, because there's, like, reptiles and shit, right, that can go, like, a year without eating. It's like, I don't know, once you get, like, a few years removed, it's like, all right, are they actually magic? Cause
well, I mean, there's...
what could possibly keep them
in
alive
the Dying
that
Light
long?
universe, it's like when the sun goes down, all the zombies get really fast and really strong.
So they're basically magic?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's chemicals, it's the vaccine.
I mean, like, so... yeah, there's a world where definitely some of them are successful enough to, like, they kill enough wildlife and shit to sustain their bodies on limited calories, but not, like, to the point where it would be a problem to the survivors. Mm-hmm. Like, there wouldn't be hordes of hundreds of thousands of zombies. Like, they would outcompete each other. There would only be, like, hundreds left after that long of a time frame. But yeah, unless they're magic, and then sure, I guess, like if they just don't die. And that was the original zombie, right? It was literally voodoo. Like, it was just magically reanimated.
It's a vampire.
Corpses. There wasn't science. It wasn't like, no, it's a virus that causes aggression.
It's like, if you shoot them in the head, they go down. Like, no, it's just they don't die. Yeah. There's an episode of Supernatural where there's like an actual voodoo zombie monster lady. And they're like, there's no way to kill them because, like, the whole point is that they can't die. And then they run across her at some point, and one of the Winchesters just pulls out a gun and shoots her in the face. And it doesn't do anything. He's like, that was worth a shot. I didn't think that would work. But
yeah. I don't know. Or, yeah, like, I Am Legend.
Yeah.
They're like they're forming societies. They're just a different species now. Like, they're still intelligent. They still have community and can form bonds and are like hunting and providing for the group. Like, they're actually kind of better than human beings in a lot of ways. Is at least the way that the book properly portrays it.
Yeah.
Like that, it's more of like an evolution thing. Like, they are now out competing regular old human beings. They are just better human beings in a lot of ways. Yeah. And then sure, then I'll buy it, but it's fucking terrifying for us normal human beings. Because that was like the running theme, is that no, like, I Am Legend, the Will Smith's character is the monster. Like, he's the boogeyman that the vampire people tell stories about. Like, he's the one that's capturing them and killing them and dissecting them and all that shit. Like, they have a society. They live in the dark. Like,
wait, am I the baddie?
Yeah. and he realizes that. And then in the alternate ending of the movie, he realized it, but they were like, that's not good enough for mass audiences. They're not going to get it. It's going to go over their head.
Any media going over your head lately, Ryan, or is everything you're taking in pretty good and digestible?
Atlanta was kind of fucking out there. It was a weird season of Atlanta, for sure. They wrapped season 3. Season 4 comes out in the fall, and it will be the final season.
Already?
So
That's a real quick...
they took years off and then basically filmed 3 and 4 concurrently. I don't know. I guess I wanted some arcs, some storytelling. The first season of the show is about how a dude who's like really down on his luck and kind of a failure, like gets a little bit of clout because his cousin happens to become a mildly successful rapper. Mm-hmm. At this point, our main character Ern is just a very successful manager of his cousin. The cousin is just like a worldwide phenomenon. Like he's touring throughout Europe very successfully and selling out arenas. And they just kind of don't talk about the characters and like what that does for them. Like they don't really dive into like the actual psychology behind what's going on. There was one hint at it, and it was one of my favorite moments of the season, where like the rapper character Al is basically like on a trip, like realizing he doesn't know if he can really trust those close to him, and if they're just like a bunch of yes men that are telling him what he wants to hear. And then at the end of the episode, it's revealed that at the very least he can trust Ern. He can trust Donald Glover's character, because like the thing that's so doubt is his vision, his spirit guide told him like, where are your masters? And he's like, what are those? She's like the main recordings of your songs, who owns them? Like, do you control them, or were those sold to make a quick buck by those around you? And then at the very end of the episode, after he's come down from his trip and everything, he asks her and like, hey, who owns my masters? And he's like, what? And it's like, oh shit, it's about to go down. Like, yeah, he was being misled. And he's like, who owns my masters? And he's like, you do. And it's just like, oh shit, yeah, here we fucking like, look, progression. Like these people are growing. They're actually like learning to trust each other, and like it's all working out. And that was it though. Like in terms of like advancing the story. So just a lot of vignettes.
Wait,
and it would be more disappointing if there wasn't just another season coming in a few months. That'll probably wrap it up.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're saying you prefer overarching narratives to episodes that are just one-offs that are never touched upon again?
I mean, look, every once in a while they're fun.
Yeah.
The best one-offs, though, from Atlanta were always like tangentially related to the main storyline. Yeah. Like the Teddy Perkins episode, just fucking wild. But like,
or Post Boy getting lost in the woods and mugged multiple times, and it's like, yeah, I can't trust anybody, and I need to carry a gun because you people are fucking scary.
Yeah. Exactly. So I don't know. Mildly disappointing, but oh well. There's more coming. And yeah, but
Better Call Saul ongoing, still good?
Yeah, Better Call Saul is fucking getting there, man. This is the mid-season finale is coming tomorrow, and then we'll have the actual series finale in the summer at some point. But yeah, we're getting there, man. Shit's going down. We're about to learn how he builds his empire, basically. It's actually happening. Let's see. Watching Under the Banner of Heaven, which is based on the John Krakauer book that I really liked. It's got Andrew Garfield. So far, really good. Pretty intriguing. It's a slow burn. It's like kind of an investigative piece, which they kind of had to do. The book is very like, this is a true story. Like I'm just going to recount all this fucked shit that happens in the Mormon church. Like it's told pretty matter-of-factly. I mean, if you've read Into Thin Air or Into the Wild, it's that guy. It's a similar style. But yeah, so far I really like the show. Let's see, what else? Hacks is fucking amazing. Hacks has been a real return to form. Season 2 is just picked up right where season 1 left off, and it's just been a blast so far. And then yeah, that's it. Just those.
I haven't seen today's episode of Barry. We're recording this on a Sunday. I got back right before we
I don't know if
recorded.
I think it releases in a half hour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. But Ryan, are you caught up other than that, though?
Yeah.
You watched episode 4?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
It's not great, man. This has been
I really liked
been a bit of
episode
a rough
4.
season.
I didn't like... episode 1 was okay. 2 and 3 I didn't like. I really liked episode 4.
Well, what'd you like about it? I'm curious. What was the change?
I thought it was really funny. I laughed a lot. 2, I thought they finally started like actually getting the characters moving in ways that made sense in the way that they were set up. Where, yeah, like Barry's girlfriend is like, oh, yeah, you're right. I am just falling back into the same old patterns that I was before. I can't do this anymore. Barry, we're fucking done. And then Barry going like, oh, I can't just murder my way into people's good graces. Here's all this money. We won't ever talk again. And then Mr. Cousineau going like, oh, fuck. This guy, he solved all the problems that I had. He's a piece of shit and murdered my girlfriend, but like, he got me back into acting. He got people to stop hating me. He solved my money problems. This is really complicated now. Like, I don't know. It felt like they were kind of fixing the problems that they had made in the first couple episodes.
This is the show I wish was around when I was a child. I hope I can be a beacon for women. I'm sorry, it's just sinking in that we got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And that's all that matters right now. The rest of my important speech is out the fucking window. We're successful. I made it. Fuck yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I don't know. Hasn't been for me so far this season. I think I need more goofiness. I need more of like
NoHo Hank taking Barry's phone and then like enabling all the tracking data and cookies in order to install the bomb app wasn't funny. Wasn't goofy.
It felt played out. It felt like, yeah, a joke that a million people have made before. It wasn't like a new take on it. It was just kind of like, yeah, imagine if bomb makers did the same thing that we deal with in our normal lives. Like, I don't know. It just hasn't hit the same. Like, I get that they're trying, but there's something about the asynchronicity that always hit pretty well. Like, thinking of my favorite episodes of Barry.
So, with Fuchs out there recruiting people that Barry has murdered, or like people related to people Barry has murdered, there's a non-zero chance the feral karate girl shows up again, and I'm excited for that.
That would be a return.
Hey, you bit half my face off. Remember that guy that killed your dad? Or you at least thought killed your dad?
He didn't kill his dad. The cops did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
He
cops
was involved.
did,
She never saw the cops kill him. For all she knows, he killed him.
yeah. No, she definitely thought Barry
I
killed her
don't
dad, and that's why she stowed in the back of their car and attacked them.
Yeah.
I think the cops definitely like would say they killed this guy. I don't think
Yeah,
they
but
get
for
away
all
with
we know,
it. Like,
she's been living in the woods, like eating squirrels.
I don't think.
Like,
I don't.
she
think
was a
that's the
fucking
case.
feral child.
How would Fuchs find her?
I don't know. He asked around, hey, you see a girl in a karate gi covered in blood running around? Because she's the most dangerous of them all. Like, that mom and son just bought a Glock from a guy that heard them over talking, like, about killing someone. He's like, yeah, no, just
That
sign
was
here.
my favorite joke.
Yeah.
You take this gun.
But yeah, I think it was all serious. It was a very intense monologue, and then that was like classic Barry. Yeah, the asynchronicity of pulling back, and I think he said something like, "Alrighty, like,
Cool.
We'll take the
All of a
Glock.
sudden, like,
Okay.
all right, yeah, let's do it.
Just need you guys to fill out some paperwork, though. Technically, it's a background check, but, like, we can rush that. Don't worry about it. Here you go.
The karate girl was like also dangerous because Barry didn't want to kill a little girl. Like, let's be honest. If that
That's
was
fair.
No, she would have been fucking executed on the spot if, she wasn't a 10-year-old girl or whatever.
99 times out of 100, guess who wins in guns versus karate?
99 times.
That's a lot of
I
times.
think you're overvaluing karate here, Luke.
How close
How
are
often
you?
do misfires happen? Or how often does a gun jam?
I still think then you still have a chance. Yeah. A gun is still a weapon. It's still a heavy piece of metal.
I think we're going in opposite directions. I'm saying that if they're like close enough, there's probably enough people.
Karate?
No, because it's just you get behind the person before they can pull the gun and you strangle them.
Karate's like a little kid, like, it's teaching kids the value.
I'm using karate as
self-reliance.
A tie-in or a stand-in for all non-gun fighting.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. You should not use karate as a stand-in for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Krav Maga and shit like that actually is effective.
What martial art did, what's his name, use? Him and his daughter. Ronnie?
I think it was just karate.
No, it was Ronnie.
I think it was karate.
Was it karate? I thought it was something weird.
I don't know. Let's see.
Was it just Taekwondo? Which is just karate.
Ronnie Lilly on the Barry Wiki. Do they go into their characters? Ooh, the Barry Wiki's pretty rough.
Oh no.
Big stub energy.
Oh.
Yeah. Not much in the way of anything. Interesting. Yeah, only 78 pages. I don't think they have a Ronnie page.
It says Master of Mixed Martial Arts on Washington Post.
Yeah. They're saying Taekwondo on New York Times.
Yeah.
That is not...
It's still not
That's
great.
what we did.
That's basically
that's not
karate.
That's not a murder fight technique.
Andrew, this is a really roundabout way to admit that you suck shit at Taekwondo.
Look, Ronnie pulled out nunchucks as his last resort. This guy should not have.
We learned how to use nunchucks.
What?
They taught us how to use nunchucks in Taekwondo
and they
class.
suck. Why would we use nunchucks when you
ones.
could just use a hammer?
Hammers aren't as intimidating.
Use nunchucks when you could just use a gun.
Yeah.
We're in America.
All I'm saying is someone pulls out nunchucks and starts swinging them around and I have a hammer, I'm just hitting them over the head.
What kind of hammer? Like a construction
hammer? Yeah, like a
handheld.
Yeah, like
Andrew, nunchucks have more reach.
Yeah, how are you going to get into
nunchucks are not that hard. I'm going to take one hit and go ow, and then I'm going to bash this dude's brains
hard,
in.
Bro.
I had nunchucks. I used nunchucks. They're not that good.
Wooden or like metal handled nunchucks?
They were metal.
Nunchucks are illegal in California.
Yeah, for no reason. Guns are legal in California to a degree.
I think if you get hit in the head with a nunchuck, like serious damage territory. Like
yes.
Someone who knows how to use them, like actually build up momentum behind them and speed, like they're gonna be fucking moving, and that's a heavy piece of metal. Like, I don't know, man.
Maybe
if you throw the hammer at them, like there's a chance that you connect and break their nose or some shit. Like
maybe you'll have the momentum on the downswing, but
if you have like a fucking sledgehammer, then maybe you've got the reach advantage. But I think it's going to come down to reach when you're talking hammer versus nunchucks.
Ryan, you should have brought back that Spike TV show, Warrior versus Warrior, and then we could have sledgehammer versus nunchucks.
Deadliest Warrior.
Deadliest Warrior, okay.
Deadliest Warrior.
Taekwondo triple black belt master versus Dale from the construction site downtown. He's on his lunch break getting McDonald's. Still has his tools on his belt. And the nerd that he bullied in high school came in with the nunchucks. Who wins? In the Deadliest Warrior.
Running the computer simulation now. And then it just cuts to some reenactment of, like, whatever.
It's like, I'll take a large fry and a double cheeseburger. Dale! You've bullied me for the last time! Dale pulls out his hammer, and then they just go at it.
My favorite part of Deadliest Warrior was always when, like, the experts had to defend, like, some shitty weapon that the producers gave them. Like, they're, like, what's it called? Like, U.S. Army from World War II.
A shovel.
And it's like, hand-to-hand weapons. A shovel. And they're like, shovel's, like, misleading. You think it's just a shovel, but, like, it's kind of heavy. And then, like,
Like
Just some
versus
dudes,
Specs
like,
Nass,
hitting-
like this is a knife,
Yeah.
which is a knife, and it also shoots. It's a shooting knife. You can stab, and you can also just shoot.
They get some big dude, like, just hitting a pig carcass with a shovel, and it's like the dumbest shit ever. And they're like, the doctor's like, yeah, like, definitely a lot of bruising here. Just like,
Would you guys rather go into a fight with a shovel or a bat?
again, I think it comes down to reach.
Okay.
Like, are we talking about like full length shovel?
Yeah, are we talking like like a military U.S. Army like collapsible shovel,
definitely
or like
then.
a garden shovel? Like if we're talking like a big long garden shovel, you could use that as like a pole axe.
And that's also
keep
kind
you
of
at bay.
also a bat. Like it has a super long reach, and you just whack someone in the side of the head.
But yeah, like a collapsible mini U.S. Army shovel, yeah, probably a bat.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I could really swing the fuck out of a bat. Like
That's what they're designed for.
Yeah.
They're custom made to swing really hard.
I played baseball my entire life. Like I think I'd be very effective with a bat in close quarters combat if it came down to it.
I didn't watch all of Pam and Tommy, but there is a point where Seth Rogen's character is in debt to the mob, and they're like, yeah, we need you to shake down this one guy who owes us a bunch of gambling money. And they give him a tiny wooden bat, like a kid's softball bat. He's like, why the hell wouldn't you just give me like a regular bat? He's like, you can put this in your sleeve. It's tiny. If you hit someone over the head with it, it's going to do the same damage. It doesn't matter if it's 2 feet longer.
You're shaking a guy down. It's intimidation more than anything.
Also, weight is definitely important. Like a real full-size baseball bat is going to be 5 times heavier than a little toy souvenir bat thing. I don't know. I'm going to disagree with these mobsters. You need a big boy.
Question your mob credentials.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for listening to episode 185 of the Voluntary Viewing Podcast. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for highlight clips. ActBlue link in the description. Support us on Patreon or the Anchor Podcast platform. If you choose Patreon, though, you'll join the likes of the terrific Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and Sensual Richard Nixon. Send us your questions and business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter for updates at V2_podcast, and follow me at Lucas DeWriter on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing, including an article recently published on Anime Feminist about how Death Note is just fantastic accidental gay camp that, cool. It's weird and cool. Maybe a little reclamatory? I don't know. Either way, thank you all so much for listening, and have a great week.